Hello and welcome to Mint. I am Amrit Raj, and today we have a very special guest in our studio, Lotta Jakobsson. Lotta is responsible for injury prevention and safety of Volvo cars in Sweden. On her maiden visit to India, she took out some time to chat with us on car safety issue. Car safety is a burning topic in India these days. Welcome to the show, Lotta.
Thank you.
You've come to India at a very crucial stage. India is finally talking about car safety amid a lot of road accidents, and if I could throw some numbers, which goes back to 2011, because we don't have the recent numbers. The number of road accidents were around 500,000, and out of them, 150,000 people were killed. When you look at those figures, and when you look at figures which is available globally, why are the figures so alarming? What is it that comes to your mind?
First of all, every number is too many, so every case is one too many, and a high number calls for extra attention, of course. So it is an important area.
But does it have something to do with the way people drive in India, and at the same time, how well built are the Indian cars?
Well, traffic safety is all about the humans in the car, the vehicles, and the infrastructure. So it all works together. So in order to have good safety, you need to have all. You need to have good cars, you need to have skilled drivers, passengers actually restraining themselves or wearing a helmet if they're on a motorbike, and of course infrastructure needs to be developed to be as safe as possible.
Well, as I told you before the show, that I sat in a Volvo car, and people say it's the safest car on the planet. Volvo makes the safest cars on the planet. How do you guys do it? What are the things that you keep in mind while you design a car, develop a car?
We developed a car based on the humans. So we collect data from the real world. We learn, and we've been doing so since the early 70s. Collecting data, understanding why you're injured, how the crash occurs. And by having that unique own knowledge, we know what steps to take. So we take step for step. So recently we addressed the run-off-road situations, which nobody else has addressed, simply because in our statistics it's an important area, which isn't addressed yet. So that's an example.
Could you elaborate on that? What exactly is run-off-road?
If you leave the road and go into the area around the road, it's a different situation than if you just impact into somebody on the road. It gets more bumpy. You get to different types of injuries as compared to the sudden stop when you're hitting into something on a road. So typically the injuries you can get is that you impact your head, the arms, and if you have a free flight or you have a rollover situation, you can get spine fractures.
Volvo also has a vision 2020 that basically talks about that if you're riding a Volvo car, no matter how fatal the accident is, none of the passengers inside the car will get hurt.
Yeah, that's our vision, or the short-term perspective of our vision.
Yeah.
Our vision is to design cars that should not crash, but that's a long-term vision, and the short-term aim is that by 2020 nobody should be killed or injured in a new Volvo car.
So how will you do it? I mean, what are the factors that you'll keep in mind while designing a car which would, achieve such a success?
We take the steps according to what the data shows us in protection. So adding more safety technologies in the car. We also have a dialogue with the road authorities. This is mainly in Sweden. Then, of course, we talk about what situations is better handled by them, like separating traffic, for instance, not allowing heavy trucks meeting you on a high-speed road without dividing between the roads. And so we need their help as well. And we develop technology that also address braking before impacting. So it's not only about the restraints in the car, but also helping the driver to brake if the driver is inattentive. Or
look, this is something which is very ideal and very practical in a developed market. And I'm sure you have had enough of experience since morning in India on Delhi roads. How practical will those solutions be to countries like, say, India, Bangladesh, Pakistan?
Well, different countries have different challenges. So the crashworthiness of the car and the collision avoidance systems of the car will be good in any country. But then again, if you have a small, like a pedestrian or a motorcyclist interacting with a vehicle or interacting with a truck, then there is an unbalance that is very difficult to address technically. In that case, you need to work on other means, like separating traffic and such. And that progress is ongoing in every country. in different steps, of course.
That means technology will have to be disruptive when it comes to road safety in future.
You mean like...
The breakthrough would come from the technology side.
Yeah, technology side, but also addressing interaction with the human in the car, the infrastructure set up.
See, it brings me back to the question that on one side we are trying to make cars much more smarter by putting in all kind of things, right from my computer to what I'm going to do throughout the day. On the other side, we are trying to address the issue of road safety. When a person is driving a car, do you think he might get disturbed when the kind of information that is coming out of the car while he's driving?
This is a big area of research, and the standpoint is that it's good to get information. It's just a question of what information and when you get it and how. So our strategies in that area is to provide the most essential information in an area where you're looking through towards the road. So in our all-new XC90, we have a HUD-up display that gives you the most essential information, and then a bit further down you can get the information that is not as crucial very quickly, but still important. And then you have other information a bit further away, which is not needed as often. That's changing the temperature or those type of things. So making the information selective for the driver will help safety.
Thank you very much, Lotta. Thank you very much.